working. So, I am headed to drop a kid off. I'll have to run in for a little bit with him, but I figured I'd start streaming now just to get going, and then we'll go there. I may head to Hyde Park area and check something out, because we're North Logan, because I moved on my channel, Discord channel, I moved for the radio. Probably listening a bit.
Also, it says stream connection is not stable, so that might be part of it.
Well, a lot of times she says her connection is stable even when it says that. So I don't know if you heard stuff. I'm going to say it again just in case you didn't. Did you get to where you were headed? To start setting up life? Or did I just happen to stream when you were taking a break?
Oh, I forgot to shave again. Maybe I should just do notes. It might be easier. I didn't get a question. It cut out, I think.
Okay. Where are you?
I did. I'm all safe and happy. I'm safe. Okay. I did. I'm all safe, sound, and happy. There.
I'm glad to hear that. So, you get a... So...
...2020 is going to be excellent. This is what Steph just said.
I totally agree for you that it's going to be so much better. I won't say that you won't have down times or struggles, but having been there, done that to a degree, I think during those times, just remember exactly why you made the choices you made. And we'll have to figure out sometime try and see this year, maybe figure out some time to meet up together somewhere. You're a lot closer now. In fact, I'm going to be down in Arizona, I think. My plan is in July. Because there's a conference for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome down in Arizona in July that I'm planning right now to go down to. So,
I will. I know life isn't perfect, but it will certainly be better. And then she said, yes. Probably to the, like, we should get together sometime.
yeah.
Oh, cool. Definitely let me know.
I will. I don't remember exactly what the dates are. I don't remember the exact dates right now. I just remember it's in July, and I really want to go.
This is weird. Looking all around me, I have like white fur everywhere, and then I have one strand of pink hair.
The pink hair is his, the white fur's cat's or pup.
Cats. Pup's hair's not this long.
Okay.
Not yet. Yeah. Okay, you have 178 energy out of 165. Yeah.
Cool. Because I know I didn't have that when we started streaming.
We did. We did.
No. There's no way. You sure it's not 165 out, or
178 out of 165.
I don't know how I would have had that because I just upgraded it last night, and I didn't have full energy last night.
Well, I looked at your phone just earlier, and it said
I wonder if there was a energy today was the reward.
Probably.
There's no way to look it up and see.
Yeah, I realized.
Through, at least not through that game. I'd have to go look on one of the reward things that state what the rewards are going to be. So I did hear.
Yeah, it was 15.
That's why. I did hear from Orange Heart. I saw on his Twitter feed today. July's rewards are going to be the very same as December's. So next month are the same rewards as this month.
I hope we can fill my tooth in without numbing it today.
You mean drill it out and fill it in?
Yeah.
Yes, he has managed to do that before. Which actually shows you the pain tolerance of people with EDS. And part of the reason he's hoping is that getting the right anesthetic mix, it can be difficult, and there's times they haven't been able to numb him
for like an hour.
And so then they have to have him go home and come back to numb him, to be able to numb him right.
And then I can't talk for like 3 years, and it's terrible.
So once the numbing finally kicks in, hours later, it's already too late for them to fill it. But then it takes a little while with him for it to wear off. And it's kind of hard to even say why you're numb, because it's like, well, I went to the dentist and they numbed me, but it didn't numb while I was there. It didn't numb until I got back home.
And I also have a thing with my friends later, and I want to talk to them, not just be like, yeah, just like numbed. Like, it would suck.
Thing with his friends, I believe it's playing Overwatch.
Yep.
He said yes.
This, like right now, Overwatch is like $15 on Blizzard. It's so much cheaper, so I bought it for me and one of my friends, so we're playing it.
15 or 10?
It's 15.
Oh.
I thought it was 10, but with taxes it's 15. But the legendary one is 20, which is awesome. Because then you get skins and other stuff, like, just for free. Totally. I don't know what totally was for, but she said totally. I shouldn't sing that. We're streaming. Copyright strike.
Well, the nice thing is you have 20 seconds to register and stop whatever it is. I'm grateful they do that, because the number of times you might accidentally start singing something,
or just have something playing,
or walk in somewhere and it starts playing, or whatever else. Yeah.
Copyright strike.
And I like the fact, because of that, also,
not being able to talk to friends would suck. I agree. That's why I said it.
That's what the totally was too.
Anyways, continue what you were saying.
So I think it actually increases sales of songs and interest, because if it's someone you like and they really like a song and they're using it off and on, and it may get you to look into that song or that artist and want to go. Yeah, so you get to find new bands and everything. Plus, another thing is, and this is something people don't want you to know.
Hello, everyone, from Jen S.
Hi, Jen. So something a lot of artists don't want you to know is there is a limited number of ways you can put together the chords and everything.
Hey, Steph, glad you made it to your final destination safe and sound.
Safe and sound, yeah. There's a limited number of ways you can put together chords and everything, and they've all been used. So now, any song out there at least has a little bit, at one point, in connection with another song out there.
Most of the 2000 songs use the same 4 chords, actually. Which is weird, because you can play the same thing on the piano and then just switch it up a bit and you're playing a completely different song.
And so how can you say, if you say 1 or 2 seconds...
Hey, Jen, me too, and thank you, dear.
If you say you can't even play 1 or 2 seconds, or you get a copyright, or, you get a copyright strike, unless it's your own song, how do they know if it's your own song or another song? Because that 1 or 2 seconds could be in your original song that's actually also in 1,000 other songs. And so they have to let it play long enough to know which song it is before they can copyright it. So... So I'm dropping him off signing papers, and then we will go play. Okay. Usually they have us wait here.
Hi, what's the
It's for David Allman. And they usually have to have me.
Medicaid.
Yeah, and so Blue Cross Blue Shield and Medicaid and the slate.
Okay. Let's see. Let me get, yeah, it looks like...
Or I mean Delta Dental.
Delta Dental. Okay.
They have it.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, he is just needing some paperwork, so let me get that.
That's what I was saying. Usually they have to sign something.
I don't know why either. Yeah, like the one right before that wire.
Out, and then by the time you fill these out,
Didn't we fill these out last appointment, David?
did you already fill this one out?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so at least.
I could have sworn we did that literally in like December.
December? Oh,
Or no, November.
November. Okay.
Whenever his appointment was.
Okay, we'll definitely need this one though. It's a privacy
Yeah.
practice. And then I will.
I could have sworn I did that one too, but okay. Yeah, I was going to say we should have one more.
So yeah, they'll have you sign this afterwards.
Okay, they've always told me before, if I don't sign it before, they aren't going to do it.
They aren't going to do it. Yeah, usually they just have me put their name up here and I'll go sit it on the desk and they'll come grab it.
Okay, I'm just saying, usually they get mad at me for not. I've
I'll
actually
go
had
let
one
you
I
know.
said, okay, I'll be in after to sign everything. And they called back and, well, you aren't here, so you better come get your kid and reschedule.
Okay.
Because you aren't here to do the signatures.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I really check in medical. I'm over the medical.
Yeah, that's
So
why.
yeah. Yeah, I'll just send it back with them.
Okay.
Are you gonna stay?
No,
or
I was going to leave.
You're gonna
That's
leave?
why.
Yeah, I've never done this. Let's just have you sign it just in case.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
And this needs changed as always. Because they literally lie on the paper, try and have you acknowledge that there's acknowledge a lie.
Okay.
And I brought it up, but
It's the 31st.
yeah, and I went to put October. I put the 31st on the other. My brain just went to October for whatever reason.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. You could ask or wait out here. Okay. That was strange. Sorry about that. That was really strange. So, and I think it's because no one was there at the dental. Even though he's supposed to be here 4 minutes ago, no one was there. So the medical tried to check him in. The problem being, the medical doesn't know how to do it. But I figure for a 16, 17 year, he's 16. The last time I had it happen, or when I had it happen, it was for, I think, a 17-year-old. And it was like, excuse me? They're 17. I'm coming back after to pick them up. And you're saying you won't work on them because I'm not there right then to sign the papers, even though you were here, you weren't ready. So that was strange, So it's just strange way they handle things. And then they try and get you to sign saying, I acknowledge that my insurance does not cover this treatment, and so I'm going to have to pay in cash, even if your insurance does cover the treatment and you aren't having to pay. And it should say that if my insurance does not pay, is another option of the way they can put it. But they don't, so I think what I'm going to do is go, because I'm going to have to stay on this side in case he gets done early. I'm going to go up towards North Logan and map up there. So, while I'm thinking about it, Steph, what's your area look like? I know before you wanted... at one point you wanted ingredients, and then you wanted G, and then runestones. So what are you after now that you're actually where you're gonna be for quite a while? And I will say it's strange that they do that, and billing can be a pain sometimes and stuff like that. But the providers at that area, providers there, generally are pretty amazing. So that's why I still go there, even though it's frustrating at times. And on top of that, it's one of the cheapest places that we can go, being low income, so that helps too. Yeah. Wrong one. That one. Okay, we have. Well, I'm going down that road, so we will wait and mark those in just a minute. Runes and energy. Okay, we will do that. Okay, checked everything here. Now see about pulling out. Once vehicles are good to go. I just wasn't quite sure where I was in North Logan, and well, yeah. Otherwise, I would have come up here more. Someone must play that lives in these apartments here. I used to live, I think actually in this apartment right here. That was scary. Because my oldest, that's 22 now, was about 2 years old. And he could unlock the child locks. And he would unlock it and he would run out the door. And there's a fire station here. And there was the bus lot. And so it was really scary. Yeah. So we moved from here, and right about, sadly, right about the time, a little while after we moved, or maybe the last little bit we were here, I can't remember. But they, a friend of ours accidentally ran over her daughter, a friend that had met the daughter and was friends with. She had left the girl inside with her husband, and her husband was deaf. And so she went out the door and got in her car and started driving away. And the little girl, before she pulled out, had ran out the door, and they figure she leaned down after a rock or something, and they ran over her head. She lived, but obviously was not the same person. And she put pictures on the web where we could get to them. And I showed Steven, and that was a lifesaver. I'll explain more in a minute. Hello, I'm streaming just so you're aware.
Hey, can you call David and ask him to take Mizuki out?
No, I can't. He's getting his teeth filled.
Okay.
He's,
Well, when he gets done, can you ask him to?
yeah, that's a possibility, but I can't get him to take Mizuki out right now. He's literally at the dentist right now.
Okay.
I love you.
I gotta go.
Bye.
Bye.
Not to be mean to her, but there's no way I can. Anyway, so after that, my son learned a lot more, and he actually watched out for his younger siblings, and he became extra careful, maybe a bit too careful. No, there wasn't any blood or any of that. It was just, you could see the Band-Aids, but it was enough. I'd tried everything else. I had no clue what else to do, and I was literally grasping at any and every straw I could find to be able to keep that kid safe, and so that's why I did it. If I had not been that desperate, I would not have done it. But I had tried talking to him. I had tried showing him what happens to toys or stuff that get ran over. I had tried locking the doors. You know, I had everything that I could think of and that others could think of to tell me to do. I had tried it all, and that kid was just too smart for his own britches at that age. Yeah. And that was the thing, is he was that kid. And luckily, I think I would have had to, honestly, I will say this, I think I would have had to deal with it with every single one of the kids, except for their brother was so scared. I mean, it's not like he was deathly terrified, but he was very, 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 very careful. And he was, to a degree, scared of vehicles. And he would yell at them to get out of the road and whatever. And so the younger kids picked up on that and just, and I never had to deal with that again. They were more than willing to hold hands, stuff like that. And I do think that part of it was because of their brother. Because it's not mom saying you can't, it's brother acting, he won't go out in the road. And he's insisting you don't go out in the road, and he's insisting you hold hands and whatever else. And I really think that made a difference to them. anyone who knows David knows that he probably would have been one, or even showing him pictures with a group we were part of that was a bunch of little kids and everything. And I was talking to one of the leaders because she insisted. And I'm like, no, I got to keep an eye on my kids. No, everyone's here, don't worry. 3 minutes later, you can check on them every couple of minutes. You'll be fine. 3 minutes later, 3 to 5 minutes, all of a sudden, I go to look, and I'm like, because I knew, and I even stopped, kind of stopped her, letting her know it's bad, just a couple of minutes, and I stopped her and started to look around for David. No sign anywhere of the kid. And I glanced over. I had a suspicion where he was. So I looked close. I'm like, I'm sure he's on the playground. And I got up to go over there. There's no way he's on the playground. He's not that fast. He's still crawling at this age. Seriously, he is still crawling. So I get why she thought what she did. And I glanced over. He's not at the edge of the playground, but I had a suspicion where he was. I knew this kid well enough. And I asked Stephen at the same time, and he glances over. He knows exactly where I'm thinking of to look and has a better idea. He looks, yeah, he's on the slide ladder. He had climbed up the slide ladder and was getting ready to go down the slide with no one at the front of the slide. And he saw nothing wrong with it. What we always said about him is that he had, for many, many, many years, he had absolutely no sense of fear. Nothing scared him. He would climb on in everything, the works. So, I'm sure if I had not had his older brother helping me, we would have had issues. That's how little fears he has. Actually, maybe I should go after stuff while I'm here. It was actually interesting because we would go with other families or whatever, and the other kids would be running all over in the driveways and everything else. And my son would be stopping all of them. There he is. Hi, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, I will head back there. I'm not very far away.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Anyway, I would be stopping, me and the parents obviously would be trying to stop them. The kids would be arguing and everything else and not wanting to stop. And then my son would also frequently get immediately involved. And as soon as he got involved, other kids, my other kids would get involved. And then no control of their kids in parking lots. Like, they had more than one kid, and trying to grab their hands and whatever else would result in fits and the works and full meltdowns and whatever else. And all it took was a few outings with us. And then from then on, every time we went on an outing, the kids would behave. So I will say one thing. I was highly blessed with the kids I had. My daughter told me, and this one's kind of funny to me, and I never would have guessed it, but my daughter told me that it was only a few years ago she realized that Alviedersehen was not something that everyone in the U.S. used to say to their kids, "Come now or you're going to be left." Now, my kids never got left, but they knew that the minute I said Alviedersehen, it was everyone come. We are going. No arguments, nothing else. We are going now. And she didn't realize until just a few years ago. So she was already a teenager before she realized that this was not a common word in the U.S. or in the English language. And it was because we raised the kids speaking English and German. And when they were really little, I realized that if I said something in German, most people wouldn't even hear it. But because they knew the word, their ears would perk up and they would hear it. Because it wasn't something that was commonly said. And so I would use that, especially in group situations, where there were a ton of people around, things like that. And they would immediately come. No questions asked. And I used to get questioned how I got them to listen so well in public. And I always used to say, I don't know, I guess they're just great kids. I still think they're just great kids. But it was just funny that that's actually what she thought it meant. Now, they did know that I never threatened things. When I said I would do something, I did it. So I would never say something I wouldn't do. And I think there was one time I did leave them behind because when they were younger, because they were acting up, but I believe it was at a family party or something. And so I could leave them behind. And I went to do something that they wanted to do, I think is how it worked out. And they had to stay back with family because they didn't come. And I will say this, my kids from the time they were little had an amazing memory. Well, yeah, they had an amazing memory. I had someone, when my oldest was 6 months old, he was throwing the full-blown 3-year-old fits. And I would I would have to hold him to get him to stop. And to realize I'm not giving in. And people would be like, just distract him and whatever else. And I was just frustrated. One time someone told me, here, I'll show you how. I said, go for it. She spent 15 minutes or more trying to distract the kid, and it finally ended up, she got exhausted. He wore her out instead of her distracting him. And she finally said, holy crap, this kid has a better... he knows what he wants and he can remember it for that long. That's better than most 3 to 5 year olds. And I'm going, yeah, now are you going to let me take care of my kid the way I know my kid needs taken care of because I know his memory? Yeah, I can't say much. I don't know what you can do other than what you're doing. Thank you. So that was at 6 months old. He had that type of a memory. And his siblings were very similar. So they were getting time out on my lap at months old. Like 6 months old. Now, the timeouts would always be in my arms. Sometimes I would go into a dark room so that all stimulation would stop so they would calm down. Yeah, it would depend on the situation. Sometimes I'd just hold them. Sometimes I'd take them into the mother's room at church or things like that. But they had that type of a memory. Which can be difficult, but can be amazing. So, your sister wants you to walk the pup.
I know.
Okay.
She texted me.
Okay. She called me. Can you tell David to take Mizuki out right now? I'm like, no, I can't. And I won't. He's in getting his teeth filled.
Okay, I had one who could read and recognize his name at 8 months.
They weren't at that point. I had one that was in sentences at less than a year old. But people insisted he wasn't, even though those closest to him could understand his sentences, because others didn't want to accept it, then he wasn't. I had another that had a huge vocabulary, and people tried to claim he did not at like 9 months old. And it was just, some people accepted it, other people didn't, and with him, part of it was he would only talk for certain people.
Then you also had the one who decided to climb a bookshelf.
You mean you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I already told them about the slide.
Yeah.
Where they tried to, where the person told me, one of the people in charge told me I had to sit there and talk to her for a little bit. It wouldn't take more than a couple minutes, even though I was trying to watch you and whatever, and then was shocked when you were up almost at the top of the slide in that couple of minutes. Because I didn't know what I was talking about. But I also, but because they had that memory, they would learn fast. As long as I laid down the rules, especially with this one.
Yeah.
His aunt agreed to watch the kids for a little bit for me. For once or twice or whatever. And I told her, okay, here's the rules, and now. and you can put rules in place for your house and whatever. However, there is something I need you to do. And that is, do not let him get away with one iota. That is, and if you even let him get away with a tiny bit of your rules or mine, you will have no control over him ever again.
Yep. Lol at David being very proud of the slide.
Yeah, that's him. But I told her, you will never have control of him ever again if you do not lay down the law right at first. I've got kids. Now, keep in mind that her oldest is only a few months older than David. But she was insisting she had kids, she knew how to handle kids, and everything would be just fine. The next time she babysat, she had absolutely no control over him. And she complained to me that he wouldn't listen. And I asked her what she had done the first time, if she had kept him to the rules, and what she did that time. Well, I let him get away with this and this and this, because those aren't so bad. But now he's getting away with, now he's trying to do this and this and this. And I'm like, I told you from the very first, before you ever babysat for me, that if you do not lay down the law with him and keep to it, you will not be able to control him. So don't blame me for not being able to control him. She was not happy. And it took my brother literally saying to her, and I knew at that point that she wasn't going to be babysitting again. There was no hope. She saw how well he behaved for me. My brother ended up standing up to her, so her husband, and saying she did. And I tried to warn you too, because I've seen with her, and I've seen some of her other kids. She does not, especially even her other kids, where you could control a little bit more than him if you didn't lay down the law. But she realized really when he was really young that there was no hope. You had to always, 100% of the time, keep to the same laws and everything else, and he would push. So we learned before he was very old, I think he was 1 or 2 years old or younger, we learned that he would push the boundaries until he knew where the boundaries were. And as soon as he knew where the boundaries were, he would live within those boundaries. Period.
So Steph said exactly, Dumbo lady, lol, and then Jen said lol at first. As well.
Yeah. So
I don't know if she was dumb. She was just didn't think.
actually, you've had issues with this and ever since. Kind of.
Yeah, sort of.
You know who I'm talking about?
As soon as you said who's only a couple months older than me, I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Anyway, and I will say she's not old. That's the sad part, is she's younger than me by a number of years. And I had 4 kids. He was my 4th. She, at that point, when I asked her to babysit, had 2 kids, I think. And her oldest, like I said, was only a few years younger. If it was that one.
Not years.
The old one, or a few months older than him. The other one, if it was the other one we were talking about that was in charge. Yeah, she was a dumb old lady. The number of times, she was also one who told me that, well, it's your own fault he keeps running out if you just put up child locks. And I put up child locks.
And I opened the child locks.
Actually, it was a couple years before. Yeah, you opened the child locks. Someone else I had tell me the same thing from the same group, and that was when Steven opened the child locks.
Child locks are meant for adults, not for kids.
They used to wonder why I would always put all the medications extremely high and tried not to ever have any medications around the house unless absolutely necessary. Because they're like, it doesn't matter, they've got child locks, and if you put them high on top of that, you'll keep them from it. And I'm going, no, you don't understand my son. Especially this one.
I remember one time, our stepdad couldn't open a bottle. I was like, here, give it to me. And I opened it with first try. It was super easy. Sorry if my talking is a little weird. I did get numbed. Because it was a deeper one, but they also numbed it in a different area. And, surprisingly, it numbed immediately.
They may have learned their lesson. I did tell them that there is a certain concoction that's supposed to work best for EDS, and sent them the stuff on it. So hopefully, anyway, but at the same time, because they had that type of a memory, they learned really quick. They knew what they could do and couldn't do, and they were willing to abide within those guidelines as long as until I divorced their dad, at which point we had some issues with some things, mostly just at home. And that was partway because of their dad. Because their dad would tell them one thing and tell them that it applied at my house too, and I totally disagreed with it. So, but they also, another amazing thing about them is you could offer them candy or fruit, tell them they had to choose one, and 90%...
Hey, give me that apple over there. I want that instead.
Yep. So my parents have fruit instead of candy. They have candy for all their other grandkids, and they have fruit for my kids.
We go to their house, we go upstairs, we each grab a banana.
Mm-hmm. My dad, there's been times I go there, and I'm like, you guys need to stop stealing their bananas, and my dad walks out. Please, steal them. You haven't taken enough recently. They're going brown. And it's like, okay, well, I guess Grandpa just told you to go take them. And, fruit isn't like candy that you can make them leave it and they can have a little bit the next time.
Yes, Jen, I will make sure not to bite my tongue or cheeks or whatnot. I do remember one time, Grandma, our grandma was like, I know when you guys are sick. I know you're sick when you come to my house and you don't grab bananas.
So what we're doing, I think, is we're going home.
Okay, good.
So I think part of the reason I didn't get frustrated with his sister as much, I think she's at work. I think she got kifed by Grandma.
Yep. Steven came to me this morning. He was like, hey, I want Grandma would like your help. And I'm like, no, I'm on break. And I also told Grandma I wanted a break, and she was okay with it. And he said all they would be doing was doing jerky, and he said, it would be so fit, it would be so fast. They left it hey, give us your ideas so we can make them, and you can make them. But it takes a lot of energy to make your ideas come fully true. And sometimes you don't. And it after a couple of months of that happening, it's gonna start sapping away at your creative energy. Especially where, like, so I just was like, okay, winter break, I'm gonna do nothing except play video games and clean, but it's clean. You can't not do that.
Anyway, so, but as an example of how amazing at times my kids are, he was DMing to be able to come up with, so that you have worlds and then you have experiences in the world, but usually one experience carries off the next. So it's kind of like writing a book for adults. And he was what, 12? 13?
Oh, I think it was 13, 14.
Anywhere between 11 and 13 when he started doing this.
Yeah.
For adults. So that would be like someone who's 11 to 13 writing a book that adults love.
I don't know about that, because it's not the entire book, but yeah.
But the idea. Mm-hmm. You want to have Brett come?
I'll see.
Okay, we get to hear him go watch grass grow for a few minutes.
What about it?
No, I thought you were coming to talk to me about it, and I was going to let you tell them.
Who are you talking to?
I'm streaming.
Oh, the duck's right there. Can I go shoot him first?
So he's going to go after the ducks and see if it ends up he watches the grass or the ducks. You know that's Jen's and my new... You know that's what Jen and I are calling it now. So, Steph, what you missed, if you haven't watched previous... caught up and watched the stream on last Friday's stream, is we are now calling him hunting ducks watching the grass grow. So that's what that is. So you'll have to, if you want, go watch that stream to fully understand it. But yeah, him hunting ducks is now watching the grass grow. Ducks and geese. So he's actually home from work early. He doesn't get home for another half an hour to an hour and a half. So they must have either ran faster because everyone wanted to get out of there, or decided to cut the kills short and do fewer, even after having said they weren't going to. definitely need to go plant or make sure I've got leaping toadstools soon. You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna try something. Because I've wanted to do this on the stream, and if he doesn't come out in time, oh well. So, supposedly you should be able to use, and I bet I have it set up wrong. So we will go this way, see what happens, and then go try the other way. Okay, now let's try this way. Yay! So, if you can't tell, I am literally swiping around with my finger. Yes, it is. I just wanted, at least it will be for, I don't mind it, other than I can do what I couldn't do with the walking around, and that's looking all the little teeny places. Especially up here. That one was annoying. But I wanted to wait to try it out on stream. So let's go for that one. Not what I wanted, but that's okay. I will say this, Brett will like that one a lot more. Yeah. Yeah, I heard of that happening. I'm assuming you're going from the news reports. I'm hoping it didn't happen to you. So I heard his gun go off. Oh, wow. That's when you should have taken that to the Herald Journal and let them know about it. Because then we could have got word around completely that, hey, if you see this, it's not some crazy whatever. Of course, the Herald Journal nowadays doesn't necessarily mean anything. Looks like he missed. Either that or he's back after his pup to go chase him down. We'll see, I can't tell. Miss or need her?
Long shots.
Okay.
Or long shots.
So you want to come in or go?
I think I'm done. I know where some more ducks are, but I think I'm going to save them for tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So that's why I missed them. They were long shots.
So you gonna go grab your phone or do you have it?
Out of this stuff.
Okay.
I'll be cooking in the car.
Okay.
I'm in all this. We're
Okay.
doing some stuff.
He's got his camo on. So he could sneak up on him. But he came over as though he was going to talk to me about it. I guess so he could claim that he wasn't trying to watch the grass grow. So he'll probably go after Pokemon Go at least some of the time. Do you guys have a time you'd prefer me to go live tomorrow? That one's funny. I opened all of those runestone gifts yesterday. So that 2 whatever days was completely off. Let's see if I can get rid of these ingredient gifts. Well, I've got a little bit of... There we are. Here he comes.
Okay.
What's Jen saying about my duck hunt?
Dunno.
Don't mock the hunter, Jen.
I totally get cleaning and listening. I sometimes will do that with Angel Goddess. I'm gonna go to the AT&T first, and then go from there. Because I dropped a Rufio's.
This guy was down at a 4-way stop having serious issues. His truck won't stay running.
Probably why he reached out his window. He didn't realize I was daughter clean. They thought she was taking pictures of their daughter.
Oh dear. Oh dear, that's quite the story. Here's proof. I'm doing Wizards Unite.
Is that why you take a picture, a screenshot after every port key? So you have a timestamp proof of what you were doing?
That's worse than me, chasing grass, duck hunting, Jen.
I don't know that it's worse than chasing grass, but I could see
Watching the grass grow.
I could see doing that, especially with that experience.
Watching the grass grow. Well, let's see. I've got a long ways to go. It's awfully darn cold right now to be watching grass grow.
And and the other hand along those lines would be, he's indicating you open up a ton of port keys.
Yep. You open up way more than I do. Hey, I need this.
Yes, she does open up more than you, but there's many times
You're lucky to even get me on this game anymore, Jen.
I think he doesn't like the story as much. He likes being able to kind of more mindlessly play.
cut a dirigible plumb and it doesn't even give me credit for counting it.
I wonder why.
I don't know. I had 29 out of 30. It should have been my last piece.
Or was that your second to last piece?
29 out of 30 caught. I'm in 29 out of 30 before I caught.
Oh, okay. Then for whatever reason it's claiming it departed, not that you got it. Anyway. Okay, where?
Tower Chamber 1. If my guy will cooperate. I forgot what sale is today. Buy one, get one free.
Oh, you mean that?
Krispy Kreme.
Buy one dozen, get one free.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't care about that, but
I don't
whatever.
really care about them either, but I just, yeah.
So why are you bringing it up?
'Cause they sound good, but I'm not going to spend the money for them. Ah, woo! That's all that's here.
I think his werewolf calls as bad as his duck calls. And in answer, buy one, get one free at Krispy Kreme today.
Buy a dozen, get a dozen free.
But it's a buy one dozen, get one free. 1 dozen free.
You know me, if we had bought that, I'd eat them all right here. That would be very bad.
No, you've gotten a lot better about knowing and controlling and... Yeah, that's what he was saying. It's yummy, but it's also way expensive.
Like $14.
Again?
Sure, why not? We're gonna piss Jen off. We're gonna piss Jen off. Dark Chamber 1.
I just went in the Tower Chamber one.
Ha ha.
And then we can go in. Why is there a sick duck in your car?
Quack, quack, quack.
You aren't gonna make it in.
Oh well, I'll go in by myself.
Can you stop?
What? I like Jen making fun of me.
You don't need to do anything. She's got plenty of ammo to make fun of you without you acting like a sick duck in my ear.
Should have brought my goose call. That's what I'd like to be doing right now.
And if anyone ever that watches later ever needs proof that he's fine with us talking about him when he's not here, I don't think so. I think it's Tower Chamber 1.
What?
Brett's doing Dark Chamber 1 by himself?
No, not by myself. No. Shouty jumped in. And that would piss Jen off because, yeah, you're not here. I don't need to upset anyone, so we'll just stay where we're at.
So no, it's tower chamber when he's in. And he's still fighting.
Yeah.
I won't be mad if you do dark without me.
You're just saying that, Jen. I'm teasing you. Are we done then?
Did we want to go in one more time?
Yeah, I guess we can go on Tower Chamber 4. When you're...
I'm ready. I was just going after stuff because I have a Burfias on and I didn't want to be sitting there waiting.
Yes, Jen, I'll open up your gift and send you one. I'll be nice.
To be honest, I think the last time he sent you one, it's because in Wizards Unite, it's because I kifed his phone and sent me and you one. Oh, you actually sent her one? Okay.
I actually sent one to her.
You guys noticed I did not have one to open from him. Pixie doesn't want to go down.
Yeah.
Not yet. I opened some of them. Then I couldn't open anymore.
I should have been up doing Wizards Unite instead of with you and Sky on Saturday, Jen, instead of missing geese.
Okay. Yeah, you should have.
I had 4 geese 10 feet above my head, Jen, and I missed.
Go send me a gift.
Oh, why? Oops, wrong one.
And I have room for goddesses there.
She hasn't opened up my gift I sent her. How can I send you one and you haven't opened the one I sent you?
Tom Riddle at your work, okay. We'll head over that way.
You get mad at me for not opening gifts and you don't open my gift. Shame on you, Jen.
Two minutes. I think I'm going to go in a couple really quick to try and get some more good ones.
Well, I'll go in again too, I guess. I'm going to go in a really easy one.
Rune one.
Chamber 4.
Still not the one I want. So what I'm trying to do is go in Rune 1 until I have all the books that are supposed that you can get from it. And then I'll go in the higher ones. Two more of that book, and then we'll be good. Now let's go see what... just sponsored. Okay.
Tom Riddle's grave. His dad's grave.
Mm-hmm. So I handed Brett the phone.
I don't look at things. Jen knows that firsthand. Oh, by the way, if I don't tell you, I'd say this before Happy New Year. Tomorrow, but yeah, celebration starts as soon as I got out of work. Well, kinda. If I would have hit the docks, it would have been a big celebration winding up the last of the year.
I do need at least a couple gift spins.
don't go over the curb. This car isn't a four-wheeler. And trust me, I've tried four-wheeling.
I know you've tried four-wheeling. I haven't. I know my car. Just because you don't know my car, so you high center on a rock by a bank.
You weren't there, so you have nothing to say.
I sure heard enough about it and got pointed out the rock.
That may, when we get done, I may go after the ducks down on the right now where they're at, but I may not.
Trying to decide if you want to watch grass grow or not.
I'm not gonna watch grass grow. I'm gonna hit him.
I'm just saying that's why you go wait down there.
One of these days, I'm gonna come home with 4 dead geese.
And if you do, good. Our freezer's pretty empty compared to most years. At least from your kills.
I know. I think I may have had geese in the decoys, but I don't know. I couldn't tell. I'm not going to get any of these if you're going this fast.
I was going to come over here and pull over because
Okay.
you said that you weren't playing on mine. And that'll also allow me to grab it and switch to Pokemon Go just long enough to get one.
I would switch to Pokemon Go, but I need my walking distance.
Well, switch while we're sitting here and then switch back.
Plus, I need all these gifts because you send all my gifts.
So you send it after she'd opened her daily, and it was 9:30 when she left work, so she went home and didn't bother opening stuff.
Ah.
He gets that. Okay. Now to switch back. You're not switching? Okay.
No, I got my spin for the day.
Okay.
I just need delibirds. But I want my .25 walking.
That's fine. I just wanted to check.
That way I can actually claim everything today instead of just ignore Wizards Unite.
So what we're doing, we're heading to Castlelight to see if we can catch Tom Riddle.
Really slow.
Yes, really slow.
Okay, but they need walking distance.
But hopefully not too slow. Then we'll go after walking distance and filling up energy and whatever.
Filling up energy? I don't need to fill up energy.
Yeah, well, I do. So, Jen, I have a question. Did you map stuff in Brigham, or has someone in Brigham gone on and mapped?
Happy New Year, everyone. I hope to greet some geese with the Happy New Year tomorrow morning, Jan. A big dose of steel shot up there. Yeah. Not up the rear, because if it's up the rear, it'll bounce off their thick down feathers on their belly.
Or getting the breast meat, or both.
Depends if it's snowing or not. You're almost full of energy, as is. You're 161 out of 165 now.
Almost, but I know I've got Tom Riddle. You may take a little bit. I am going to go see the doctor on Friday.
Oh, I don't need you.
See if we can't figure out what's going on. But I wanted to wait until the new year starts, because I do have...
Castle lights right
I
there.
know, but she said at her work, Castle Light's just the...
There he is. Got him, Jan.
Let's hurry and
Your phone just fell on the ground.
well, I'll have to grab it.
Hi, Jan.
No one's at Chimney, so I can park here.
One try.
2 days in a row I get to see your car. But this time, because I actually came here specifically because of what you said. Missed the toadstools yesterday.
That's okay, I got Tom Riddle.
Yep.
You got him too?
Mm-hmm. So there's memos here. Was the I haven't, you didn't get him, or?
There's the memos.
Okay. Oh, I know what the I haven't was. It was she hasn't mapped Brigham. So
Yeah.
someone else has mapped Brigham then. Because I know there's things there at Brigham that I haven't mapped either. So someone's mapping in Brigham, which I'm glad about. And UPS is coming, so if you're waiting for something from them, they're here. Don't know if it's you or one of the other places that may be open. Thank you for telling us about Tom Riddle.
Yeah, we're actually coming to get him. We got him, both of us. Good, now I can switch to my game. The game I like, because I just got my walking distance. Same one I went after, you don't need her.
I wasn't sure, because, yeah. Well,
Don't need that one either.
so I think we're going to kind of go around Willow Park area one more time, and then maybe head home.
Yep.
Let him get his deli birds, and then we'll head home. Well, deli birds, and then catch it, and then get his next quest, and then we'll head home.
Deli birders. I've already claimed this quest for today. I just want
Oh,
one
okay.
completed for tomorrow.
Okay. So just get the deli birds, and then head
Mm-hmm.
home.
Deli bird or snovers. So I'm trying to get this stupid snover. You need that one. No, you don't. I needed that one. That's okay.
So this is proof, though, that you can play Wizards Unite and Pokemon Go in the same the same group of people. I have had people saying that they want to play, but they're the only ones in
Someone
their
just
family.
commented, but I can't tell what it said.
And the rest of their family plays Pokemon Go, so they have to play Pokemon Go rather than playing Wizards Unite. I know you tagged me on the mushroom. By the time I saw it, we were a little ways away, and so, or pulling out or whatever, so I couldn't go after it. But I was grateful you tagged me. And I'm glad you got Tom Riddle, too.
Oh, I think there's lots of legendary. I don't even have this new legendary out. I haven't even fought it once.
How long is it out?
I don't know.
You might ask Caden.
Jen would know. How long is this legendary out for, Jen?
Yeah, that makes sense. I was going to say, because we waited there for a while.
What?
That is funny.
What? What's funny?
So first of all, she poked her head out and we weren't there. Second, they've only had one package delivered there. And it was addressed to the chimney place. But it was for them. It was a dust collection. Hey, you want to ask?
There's not a raid right there, sweetie.
Okay, I was just checking because they're getting out and as though they're going after something.
There's not a raid there.
Okay.
Well, there will be soon, but it's not legendary. It's a yellow egg.
Okay.
The raid was at legendary's right here. 44 minutes. I don't want to stick around for 44 minutes.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. And Wizards Unite 1 stacked up.
What is this Magikarp doing right here? You're not golden. Go away. Shoo. You're not blue. Go away.
Wizards on Discord got purple stag. So when you get a chance, if we've already finished the stream, let us know what the legendary that's out right now is, or how
I know
long.
what the
Not what
legendary
it
is out right now, but I just don't know how long it's out for.
How long it's gonna be out for, and
I know you can take it out with 3 because Caden took it out with 3.
And let's see. So if we've already finished the stream, you can let us know in Discord.
out of 5. That battle in the sports complex have got one
Okay.
for tomorrow. And I can work on the snowboard at home. Oh, there's one I want. I don't have it. Come here. Never mind, it's a giraffe rig. I thought it was a Stantler. Boo. I thought it was a Stantler. I haven't been in here very long, so I'm just going to do one battle because that's all I have to do.
Until the 7th.
We got a little bit of time. There's my quest completed. I'm not taking them out when they've only been in here for 2 hours. See, Jen, I'm courteous. I don't kick people out who's barely been in here.
She knows that.
Whew, there's the Stantler I wanted Earth.
Okay. Just a little bit.
Hey, look, there's 2 of them I need right here. My other quest.
Ah.
What? There's 2 of them right here for me.
Oh.
One of them ran, you stupid, cowardly. Get back there! Come on, go back! Go back! Go back!
His person just took off with him.
And the one I needed disappeared! Ah, there it is.
Carps are supposed to be gold, not blue, LOL. The blue was the... that triangle guy. What's...
Blue is Snorunt, not Snorunt, but... Maybe it is, I don't know. The teepee looking one, the Snorunt, yeah. I don't have any, so both of them ran. Boo, they both ran.
Okay, just a second. Because I got one up, so... While I was waiting here for you. Not that I needed it, but... I'm gonna wait and go after the inn over there. Holy crap, what is this one? Okay. I'll need to... or it'll help to mark it, but...
What is it?
Lovage. So I'm waiting for the inn because these ones could only get 3 or 6. The inn I can get up to 10. This one coming up. So
There's 24 minutes left with Virizian.
But if it's here till the 7th, we'll be able to go after it at least once or twice.
Go away, you're not shiny.
just get Caden to go after it with us.
He'll be home tonight.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what time he's leaving tonight, but he is.
And that would be why I was waiting.
Hey, look, Teddy Bird! I need you. But you're not blue. I need the Stantler too, and they're up here too. Just so I can say I have a festive Stantler.
Probably need that one too myself.
Snover. Come on, you stupid Snover. Get caught. Snover caught. Three-star Snover. Come on, Stantler, where are you? You're here. Come on, you say you're here at Earth. Where are you? I'm gonna get out and look for him because he's supposedly here at Earth.
Okay, let me move in just a minute. And I'll try and move closer.
Schneasel, I don't need you. I'm gonna have to get out for him. I just want to see if he's here. Says he's here.
The Stantler?
Yeah.
Would you take mine and grab one? Or both?
Yeah. There he is, for me.
Wasn't that easier?
See, that's why he's special. He's got a bell on him, color with the bells. Santa's reindeer. Or should I say Delabird's reindeer?
She didn't know that this legendary could be treated. She heard it was hard.
No, Caden took it out with him and two others.
I don't know what the two others were, so it is very
Both
possible.
Level 40. He
Both
went
level
in with-
40s, so...
He went in with, what's her name?
Sam's mom?
Sam's mom, yeah. He went in with Sam's mom.
And someone else?
Mm-hmm. I'd like more than 3, so if Jen joined us on one of them with Caden when he's back, it would be nice. Then do Wizards Unite after. Hey, I actually said Wizards Unite!
Okay. Got the Stentler, now I can come back. Go after this and then. Okay, Steph. Thanks for joining us. I think we're getting ready to go too. I was just checking these and I think we're headed home.
Yep.
So,
Maybe. 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 Just hold on just a second. Almost blew.
I guess while he goes after that one, I will say
I gotta
goodbye
go.
and we will see you tomorrow.